So let's look at break everything down from tonight's Monday Night Raw. So I like a part of Monday Night Raw, so it was a really good show. So if you want to check out an Force, the Force channel, so so if you so if you want to join in on my Force wrestling channel, so you can check out on my second channel as well. So so you can join on our YouTube live chat right here on my bottom on my screen below. All my love applications below our descriptions. So and don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. So let's break everything down from Monday Night Raw and get to Super Waves and so much more. So at the first off we have Solo Sikoa and Jey Uso is set up on Monday's main event. And at last time in deal in Athens, after win Solo Sikoa every night in World Keys to defend the bloodline at SummerSlam on August 4th. After win Solo Sikoa and Jey Uso will clash in a high stakes main event. After following the opening segments of Monday's Raw, after when Solo Sikoa references more as a person that has it to him, and it was to the fans of late before he was been dressing second fight to attack on World Keys from last week's. After when the Usos cut him off and once again was demand that his younger siblings to fall into a line. So what line? After with the bloodline story, after with instead, Solo Sikoa was we in the analysis set of Parsons group, like asking the Usos, I didn't how will that worked out for him since he went from winning at Royal Rumble and beating the top names like Gunter was a World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 41. And it was only to be back into the role of that key. And it went Say also has a slight issues with Solo Sikoa with a open silence. And for a match tonight with the following just the stipulation where if he wins and Solo Sikoa resigns a bloodline from next week's story. So I think about Solo Sikoa is he was accepted to the match. On the one circumstances, whenever he wins, the Barling leaves him alone. So, I think it's a sweet testament that set up a meaningful of main event to and allowed Solo Sikoa to continue. He was expressing himself onto the mic. In this book, it was advised of the positive of the in this Barline story. And the risk is that it can to be continued to evolve even when Roman Reigns is not impossible. After went to also living he was born aside in Catholic priest only for Solo Sikoa he was mocking it by asking and went back there the backstage. And that's a good mate for the great stuff we have. And it went to the backstage is to get fight too, because the Usos of wanting his own play, it doesn't a Barline. Oils is setting up a potential process between the RTC in his right hand. Man, it's a reversal of weeks. The spoken if Solo Sikoa wins tonight. So let's let Solo Sikoa go into the Italian crowd more often. He was imitating. He is. So I think I like when is anybody alright back there. It's so hilarious. I like his suit. I like his sunglasses. So, this man should never be a hero again. I really think. So, let me see. So, instantly I saw Saint Uso walking at backstage. And there is some serious problems into the Barline. So, man, why he keep calling me that? I just saw it's the same story that's it's been going on for straight years. I think it's time to move on from it. But I think what he did. So let's go to a next match for a certain night. So in the next match we have Penta. Here we go, 1-on-1 against Leo Kid. Last time in their absence, Penta and Chad Gable has defended the Assignment Day on wall on August 3rd. Later kid in LA, Adriana defend Lola Vice and Mr. Aguana Tapaway, July 27th. Anya was too elite, listen girls it took to set the ring was a white to advise and set Anya set the tournament to decide who Will Sanders has Roman Reigns was the world heavyweight championship on September 14th in Mexico City has painted rebuttal Leo Kid into the night's opening contest. And what was in constant match on the people. So Jesse did not disappointed with both men showcasing that was a costume and he wasn't loving for the fans and so their folk so a masked man tested either of Wales coming with the UK was whipping out between Panther. He's been taking a positive level that a Mexican just royal for the painful victory. This was a great story for Leo Kid into his first muscle pounds on WWE on TV and painted with typical answers to help kick off of the show in the ring, pausing with a bang, set of pommel, Intercontinental champion should be considered a front runner to win the tournament and with silence Roman Reigns. Anyway, in this match is Penta. What if the old masses in this tournament and you are up for the same amount of time as Triple A, maybe the most overpowered in WWE by the time the fall of hours. This was a breakout and a performance from Leo Kid, who may have lost but left a lasting positive against one of the best in-ring competitors in the apartment company. In next match we have Kira Tozawa. Here we go. 1-on-1 the battle against Austin Theory. Like last time in their absence, Austin Theory and Braun Breaker defend a fought with comedy on Raw July 27th. Kira Tozawa attacked Austin Theory from last week. Yes, we are looking to advise fans support. Our support insisted on orders that set things up among this match between them. Will Kira Tozawa found himself on just early in Austin. Very was turning to Tozawa in the with betting in Harmony Ham. He was asking him if he wanted a kiss from massive debris at the ringside. And it is Boston proved closely to has Chisara. He was reporting a DDT that he was sparking a comeback, a nasty forearms by Austin Theory, plus a former cruiserweight slipping down through, has set a heel to on set the ring. Austin Theory teases losing in this seal on Chisara. So, I use a changing of referees in Mental, Adam Pales, and Bond Baker teases spill. So this was Bond Baker was at the corner right there. And this side, this corner, he's trying to spill to Sarah. So I get but between overframing his music played in such a world to pair a playing onset Jesus coexistence with such a badass from last week's Raw. And it has for Adam Pearce was the producers and referees was interested in who Michael Cole refers to as was cornerstones of WWE whistle from doing any damage. And it was so infinite in form of both competitors, but between the match between Austin Theory and Akira Tozawa, and it was a little more in the single squashes. And it the win was a formal supposed match, but so even if it was all apart, wasn't overframing in that impending match where Braun Breaker would have a long racing events for both and well on this match. Austin Theory. So Rather refers to character Sarah for almost 10 years. With WWE, he does not get a ton of opportunities to remind your fans of how good he can be between the ropes. But this was a nice too. It was a reminder of his Boston embassy between the Bills. So, I had for Stimmy for Kill, Becky Lynch, the stag of claims to the goal. Last time in Athens, Stephanie Fakir lost to Liv Morgan at WrestleMania April 18th, and Becky Lynch lost to Soroka Classic Italy May 31st, and it was from 1 week after a Amanda's return on Raw. Stephanie Fakir hits in the ring and risking by the time wrestling 822 about Liv Morgan, and it was a filing to take back Savannah's World Championship, and as we all know, belongs to me. Becky Lance was came out to interrupted press of her return from last week's Hay said the ring. Her son, LA, and the East Women's the stacked air queen to the women's World Championship, and he was wanting so over to stay out of the way. Lynn Morgan attacked a target on Becky Lance from behind, but the man running her off said it had escaped suddenly. He wasn't really employing over conversations with Skimming for Kill, who stared down to Becky Lance to close things out. Yes, it was a nice carpet announcement that continued to its highlights. After the 19 distance between Skimming for Kill and Baytime Banks, the state was pursued for Lynn Morgan's title. Becky Lance was great, carrying most of this promo. Afterwards, Skimming for Kill put an exclamation point on it. Any given the rest of the top division was cannot to describe how independent it was to have Skimming for Kill and Becky Lance. Badger Hope defended Lynn Morgan the title reigns. Skimming for Kill and Becky Lance have opposite position that makes them perfect. The positive 40s old. So let's go into some highlights. One Mego wants to know is Opal Femi is the official. He's been taking his mind on his ego. He said, man, you already know the official is Seth Rollins, man. I love where this story is going because I want Braun Breaker to be I want Braun to be pissed off that is the spot is saying got snatched. I'm glad that he is mad that Brock Lesnar called over Flaming so the official is not Braun because now Braun can get back to where he is. So I really think so let me see. So what does Becky Lance want? So I don't know why they keep bringing back Becky Lance. Man, she's old and we are tired of seeing her. So Becky Lance wants a women's world title, but and that title is supposed to be back in Skimming for Kill. Hence, the seat is so that I like that Palma made so afraid just staring for kill look so weak. I just always see a little to the end of that such rollout of the wing. I just made her look scared of the man and making Lance is going embarrassed this woman also the mic and to the ring. Ha ha, let's go. So I think in this top division is Boston right now gave us a triple threat match already. So it might be a triple threat match between Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, or tag team Raquel, Liv against Kevin Raquel and Becky Lynch. I can see it now. So I do win source of color with a wonderful every night. So you really gotta have source of color go back in that empathetic facets after he became one of the most over stars in WWE. Also has a true babyface a claim to the salary. I just saw Scarlett's walking in respect the slot. So what if Sasakar lose? You lose a good race. One for him. So speaking of Dan Hassan again, it says Norfolk Hassan. I think this top guy is getting a payout. Now please give it a rest. So I didn't get this completely down clown off TV altogether. Dan Hassan is proof of imaging along with William Wrestling. So he glanced at the money. He talks at the fans. This is Mimi Hassan and toward that to tell the clown. So let's go to the next match. So we have Dragon Lee, Henry plays 1-on-1 against Dominic Mysterio. A last company deal asks Dragon Lee and Savon Evans lost to set of versus Raw July 20th and Dominic Mysterio and CD Madonna lost to Seth Gable and Penta on August 3rd. I knew the results of the past days. Comments with Saul. When Mysterio take was supposed to his follow. Ray was leaving him out of the Indies tournament to was demand. Roman Reigns is now #1 intentional, while Dragon Lee was given a spot. and Johnny Dome was going into of this match. He was a Tony so in this commercial break, but Dragon Lee fought his way back into the about late. Agent Mysterio level 8649 escorts to the ropes for, for a frog splash. But Dragon Lee has got his knees up. After he a level, Boston to Dragon was the opposite when also after the match. Big Cass appeared and ripped out Dragon Lee when Savon Evans hits in the ring to further his attack from last week's. Big Cass oil in that storm and left him ready to hit Mysterio already wasn't forcefully with his recent bookings. According to a false famous most loved the outcome here. It is because it only how he is currently playing board sparkling concerning he undefeating John Cena to win the Intercontinental Championship to this past November. Dragon Lee really it felt like it extended a conflict too, so Big Cass could beat him down with that. But he said Big Cass look right here has WWE has positioned him as dominant force and went on this match. Dragon Lee. I just set a follow song by Savon Evans as he hits in the ring to fight Big Cass with a month needed. He was an ornament of his outrageous canicle of him, or of that, of wobble. Also points to a bossy project that has a talented young, great athlete to delivery at total intervals. Iron must be attained to his drown, crossing hill from one of the more likable top guys on the main roster at the end of 2025 to eating with it mostly mainly glasses and masses. It has been a web pod destined for a second aggressive stall. So, the next match have Soroka and Io Sky against the Summit Day. A last time in their absence. Soroka undefeated Watson Perez on Raw August 3rd and Raquel Rodriguez defend Soroka on Raw July 27th. Io Sky lost to Liv Morgan at SummerSlam August 4th. After went Soroka after between the war with the Summit Day continued on Mondays. Anya has to select Io Sky to be called mystery partner against women's Intercolor champion Mikhail Rodriguez and Watson Perez. As a former IC champion, Washington arrested Washington tournament is sold at the hands of the group, overcoming a beatdown on into the match to limit the Snassel into Perez and scores the win for her team. Anderson and Massive Boston Soul Athens down to the stretch. And it was even whenever it was sometimes. Indeed, it's something so broken is still supposed to be a step or two behind whole pales, but and as it is to be, the Spaniard has the pace up the main monster piece. I defeat the win here to add that I did move to Wick Hill in a few weeks back in a winner on this match, Soroka and A.S. Sky. A.S. Sky makes MJC is getting involved in battle, and this was no different. I were backstage with Braun Breaker. He was asking Paul Heyman whether he thinks Oral Family is a person. And Paul Heyman replied that he respects Oral Family, and he will do so until Braun Breaker does something to make him not. Also backstage, it was Chad Gable. He wasn't putting offer to defend his IC title against Triple A, Garrison Mansell, Way Mysterio, who ascended silence. So, Iron Man's second fight to success went off on every night to avoid to him. So, also off, but he's happy on his travel lengths. He got off that point is went against character of him, backed by a big dog or someone who is he recorded with Ruthie Moral. You turn him LA, so yeah, stick up. You hit him, your travel daddy will only allow you to. So, I really think so. I didn't when Paul Becker was asking Paul Heyman advice, and he said, I just said a sense of playing painting. We will soon have Paul Becker playing and taking on you Paul Heyman's win. Can we get Paul Becker to speak up during his promos? Why does he always speak to so low? And yes, it was pretty good if Braun Breaker was gonna be about to prove and then wrong. So I think about Paul Heyman was asking about our respect for Brock Lesnar. He would just announced his retirement thing already thing. So Rey Mysterio still has plenty left inside the tank. He was stacked up. I didn't close enough walking back Angle. So the idea of decided to take the spots from all pro wrestlers. So let's go to our main event tonight. And next match we have Solo Sikoa, who goes against Say Uso. Daniel wins Solo Sikoa more solid for Bloodline after losing Monday's main event. Say also may have wasn't beyond orders from the OTC, but anybody I paid all his heat news he experienced in. So St. Osa's class is some real time and difference from his brother Sammy also just goes to the win. I just said a match was a fight. It wasn't the song more. He was focusing nothing from Say Uso has some wasn't from Sakura with one of the fans. So the question is why did WWE will look to Nestle Solo Sikoa and when the positive list was sustaining to a click. I was the attendance just to put him to the same passing it already has for Sega Fight 2 wasn't to align mammals. I just saw nothing that we let it play out and see where it goes. But this is type of booking decisions that wasn't eyeballs and cost nobody incredible was sought after and quarrel with fans. And well on this match. Say also after the fans fell flat to with the same Indianapolis heavy stuff. We saw out the Usos 4 years ago when they were in the same roles. Was Second Fight 2 was pretty busy, was concerning he was the centerpiece of the show. He was open for your package. It is a bit really odd, and that there was no real follow-up to speak of on tonight, so it's an MVP of a world grade. After when Sosa called for this show, I wanted to all real Christmas about the last department with this character. There is no anyhow anything He wasn't in how his attendance was waiting to see him beat St. also insert Marquis Bell. It would be interesting to see whether he remains a focal point of WWE and just counter, or where he plays into the background of a byline story that lasts so far lacks a certain pop of his person shackles. There was some strong stuff on this show, the most between certain roles, with some nothing storylines. The promise to about Penta and Radio Kid and told the house down the arena's division was requested into the ring in the alternate mic, and the bowling was all over the place to keep that story alive. The approximate it's not up to this level of last week's. Wasn't just 4 episodes. It was still better than expected based on the lineup. So that's it we have for this week's. So let's go to YouTube polls, by the way. So give me a second here, guys. So have 75% really liked it, 25% is alright, and 2% didn't like it. So let's go to my Twitter poll goes. So have 100% really liked it, and 10% is alright. So I hope you guys have a rest of Monday. So come back here on this coming Wednesday from AEW Dynamite and so much more. So you get one Stickle, one Stizzle, Spotify Occupy, Spotify Radio, and podcast anything and so much more. So a happy rest of Monday, you guys. Come back here on Monday. No, come back here on Wednesday for Dynamite. And I said, you can find me here on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and so that's it we have for this week's. So have a rest of Monday, you guys. Have a great night. Come back here on Wednesday. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a great night, you guys. Peace.